Welcome to The Explainer. As a doctor, I see so many patients drawn to traditional botanicals. But today, we're looking at one with over 4,000 years of history, Neem. We are totally stripping away the internet wellness fads today. We're going to look strictly at the hard clinical data, the vital safety protocols, and the real drug interactions behind what some call nature's village pharmacy.
Here's the roadmap for our clinical briefing. We're going to cover the bioactive mechanisms, look at the clinical evidence for both oral health and blood sugar, and then, super importantly, we'll go through the critical contraindications before wrapping up with a quality consumer's sourcing guide.
Okay, let's dive into this first section, bioactive mechanisms.
To really understand why literally every part of the neem tree acts as medicine, we've got to look at the molecular science. The primary bioactive compound here is zetoractin, which is famous for its highly potent antiparasitic properties. But, it doesn't work alone. The plant also utilizes powerful anti-inflammatories, specifically nimbin and nimbidin, plus antioxidants like quercetin. It's this incredibly complex matrix that actually gives the plant its clinical power.
Moving right along to Section 2, clinical evidence for oral health.
So, over in India, chewing neem twigs is an oral hygiene practice that goes back thousands of years, and modern dentistry has actually validated it. A formal clinical study pitted neem extract directly against chlorhexidine. And if you're not familiar, chlorhexidine is literally the clinical gold standard antiseptic mouthwash in dentistry. The results? Neem extract was just as effective at reducing plaque and tackling persistent bad breath and gum inflammation. For patients dealing with gingivitis, a neem-based rinse or toothpaste is a fantastic natural intervention I frequently recommend considering.
All right, Section 3, clinical evidence for blood sugar. This is honestly one of the most highly researched areas in modern neem study. The data indicates that neem leaf extract fundamentally enhances the sensitivity of your body's insulin receptors. And this brilliantly illustrates just how physiologically active these botanical compounds can be. In fact, studies show neem can actually reduce the need for insulin dosages in some patients. It's a highly potent complementary support mechanism for managing type 2 diabetes. But, and I must strongly interject here as a doctor, you have to be careful. Because neem is so incredibly effective at lowering glucose, it can dangerously amplify prescription blood sugar lowering medications. If you're already taking pharmaceuticals for diabetes, adding therapeutic doses of neem could push your blood sugar way too low, putting you at real risk for hypoglycemia. You absolutely must work with your physician to monitor your levels before you even think about adding this to your routine.
Which brings us to Section 4, critical contraindications. Let's slow things down for a second, because this is the absolute most critical safety segment of our briefing today.
Neem is a remarkably powerful medicine, and that means it comes with severe drug interactions. Beyond those blood sugar drugs we just talked about, neem actively interferes with blood pressure medications, immunosuppressants, and blood thinners. If you're taking any of these, neem can dangerously alter how they metabolize in your body. It can either make your meds completely ineffective or amplify their effects to totally unsafe levels. I also need to give you an absolute stern warning regarding pregnancy and conception. Neem oil, neem bark, and medicinal doses of neem leaf are strictly unsafe during pregnancy. Vast traditional evidence, along with animal studies, clearly link neem consumption to miscarriage. So if you are pregnant or if you're actively trying to conceive, you must avoid all therapeutic neem use. There is literally no gray area here whatsoever.
And just to complete our safety disclosure, there's a surprising evidence-based detail about men's fertility too. High-dose neem supplementation has been shown to reversibly reduce sperm motility. It essentially acts as a natural contraceptive. Now, this does reverse once you stop taking it, but men who are actively trying to conceive really need to exercise strict caution and avoid those high therapeutic doses.
Okay, Section 5, quality sourcing guide.
So, the crucial point is this. Knowing the science doesn't do you any good if you don't know how to navigate the completely unregulated supplement market. Let's walk through this matrix. For internal capsules, always demand USDA-certified organic, standardized extracts that explicitly list the azadirachtin or nimbidine content. Reject proprietary blends outright. That's usually just a sneaky tactic to hide cheap fillers. If you're buying topical neem oil, look for cold-pressed oil with a yellowish-green color and a really strong sulfur-like smell. If it doesn't have that funky smell, it's been deodorized, which means they've stripped away its therapeutic potency. And finally, for skincare products, neem absolutely must be in the top 5 ingredients, otherwise there simply isn't enough of it to be clinically effective for your skin. From matching the gold standard in oral antiseptic care, to dynamically enhancing your body's insulin sensitivity, the pharmacology of this 4,000-year-old botanical is just genuinely fascinating. So I want to ask you, what clinically proven benefit of Neem surprised you the most today? Take a quick second to reflect on the medical evidence we covered and share your insights down in the comments. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and remember, always stay focused on the facts.